Thanks for your company this afternoon. After weeks of pressure over its budget tax changes, the Albanese Government has clawed back support in the latest Newspoll, taking back the primary vote lead after backtracking on some of their most unpopular plans. Joining us on the debrief this afternoon, Ben O'Shea from The Nightly in Perth and Annabelle Brett from Mix FM on the Sunshine Coast. Good afternoon to both of you. Ben, let's start with you. Do you think the PM and the Treasurer, with some of these backtracking that we've seen over the last week or so, that they are reading the public and that's clawing back some support?
Oh, yeah. I think we've seen this before as well. When they know they get something wrong, they're not hesitant to backflip. Albanese's become quite good at the feat, in fact. But I think an even bigger needle mover in the terms of these polls is Pauline Hanson's press club address. You know, that didn't go great, and I think it reinforced Labor's strategy of not attacking One Nation, I think not engaging with Pauline Hanson, and just giving her enough rope. And I think that's now paying dividends. And when the people in this poll were asked to choose who they preferred as Prime Minister between Albanese and Pauline Hanson, Albo is a clear winner. And I think we have to take a step back and wonder if we've underestimated Anthony Albanese. It often seems like a buffoon, but just like Stephen Bradbury always seems to cross the finish line first, the dude is made out of Teflon.
Yeah, he is hanging on, that's for sure. Annabelle, when you read into the numbers, obviously bad news for the Liberal Party, one of their historic lows again. But if you combine the Libs and One Nation together, 46% who are willing to vote for them and not Labor. So it's not all good news for everybody, is it?
I just don't think the Liberals will ever join forces with One Nation. They've made that pretty clear. It's not on their agenda at all. So I'm not sure what the solution is going forward. We got to keep in mind, though, federal elections easily 2 years away. We don't know what's going to change before now and then. I think both the Liberals and the Labor Party are hoping, like Ben said, for One Nation to just speak more and let people know how confused they are about policy, and that should do the job for them.
Yeah, it feels like that National Press Club address by Pauline Hanson was a bit of a turning point. Let's move on. A growing number of employers are offering fathers the same paid parental leave as mothers, but research shows that despite the progress, women still take 80% of paid parental leave. Annabelle, why do you think men are reluctant to take the leave?
I'm disappointed by this. My husband ended up taking leave after I was made redundant on maternity leave. So I do think there is that element of even men feeling the pinch and also feeling like they're potentially going to sacrifice their career, their job might not be safe, it's going to change them in the workforce forever, something that women face every single day in this workspace that we have, this environment where you aren't safe, you are taking a risk by going on maternity leave. I am disappointed because, like I said, my husband took paternity leave and he found that time extremely rewarding. I'm very pleased to see so many really big corporations like the Deloittes and the KPMGs of the world leading the charge in this space, but maybe we've got more work to do in the back end so people don't feel so apprehensive to take leave in general.
Yeah, Ben, there's always a lot of caveats with this. You know, taking it has to be within the first 12 months or you have to be the primary carer, so the mother has to go back to work in a lot of cases. It's not always so simple, is it?
No, it certainly isn't. I think AB is spot on. And to quote the great philosopher Alanis Morissette, isn't it ironic that blokes finally get the opportunity to take parental leave and they're too scared about the impacts on their careers to do it? But I think also you've got some entrenched stereotypes around gender roles. And I think maybe blokes fear that their managers are maybe not going to be very sympathetic and supportive of them leaving the workplace to look after the kid. So I think, as AB says, there's plenty of work to do to try and figure out some of these entrenched issues, and hopefully we see a more even split because women are the ones who bear the brunt.
Well, fortunately, we've got an even split at Paris Fashion Week because the fashion house Yves Saint Laurent has caused a stir on the catwalks of Paris with transparent shoes for men, Ben. Are you interested?
No. You're probably not going to find a pair of these in my cupboard anytime soon. So sweaty, so gross. But if you saw some of the other things that happened at Paris Fashion Week last week, Rick Owens' collection for Adidas, it looked like a cross between bin liners and those inflatable T-Rex costumes. Fashion has jumped the shark.
Annabelle, you need a fork, don't you, to poke some holes in there for a bit of, breathability.
I actually have a pair of heels that have a bit of clear perspex, but the ladies have a bit of grace to cover the toe area. Like we have a bit
Haven't
of
you seen
decency
Ben's
when it comes to the
toenails?
toe.
They're already painted.
I just don't think it's something we need to see. Not to mention, those are dress shoes without socks. Can we please pay attention to that part? They're raw dogging in those shoes, and I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, you've got to throw in a pedicure when you buy those.
That's it. I'm going for a pedi right now.
Annabelle and Ben, thank you so much. A lot of fun. Good to see you.
Thanks, you.
Thank you, mate.
Coming up.